everybody, here we go, yet again. We are back at it again with the white vans. Here we go. Let's refresh that. Make sure we're on that. All right. So it's official. We are now live. It seems like we're doing a lot better since we're able to do the live on here specifically. So today we're talking about my skill stack doesn't make why my skill stack doesn't make sense, right? But it does print out a lot of opportunity. Whoa, that shit was scary. All right, there we go. Hopefully we're good to go on that. Let's just push this over there and make sure none of that falls. All right, today's gonna be a little bit of a different style video, just slightly. So we're going. Oh, that's dope. That's dope. You guys would go like that. So I probably could share that. Let me just make sure I put this. Let me just save this. And then can we open image in next tab? Yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay. Anyways, all right. So what I want to talk about, right, is that, you know, this if you looked at my resume, let me fix this thing up real quick. All right. Now, if you looked at my resume, you'd think I have no direction, no idea where I'm going. Mechanics, cybersecurity, AI, real estate marketing. But if you understand the systems, you'll see that I've been building the same exact thing the entire time. Literally, it's a blueprint of blueprints, if you will, because it's all one and the same. And so I wish I knew how to actually see what's going on. Is that by I can. Okay. Hello, my one concurrent viewer. I appreciate you. So most people list skills horizontally, right? But what I've done with mine is very different. So I built them vertically, right? So it's kind of like I'm stacking them. And so I do have a dope image to show you guys. Let's see, properties. Yeah, that doesn't exist no more. But you guys are gonna like this image. See, now we're gonna spice up the videos for sure. Um, the Can I not just copy and paste? Yeah, it's like that, straight like that. All right, well, I'm gonna have to pull that out then, and it still doesn't show. What the hell? All right, let's just go ahead and go over here. Hit this so I could at least track what's going on, and it should pop up now. That's the skill set concept. All right, well, while we figure this out, I'll just tell you what I see on the map instead. And so it's my skill map. So it goes straight down and it goes to physical systems. Then after that, it goes straight down into the digital systems. And then after that, it goes straight down into the human systems. And then after that, it goes into the financial systems. And then finally, we get into the automation systems. And what I forgot about is actually I didn't tell you who I am. So my name is Manuel Velasco. I've made tons of mistakes in my life, over 200 plus $1,000 worth of mistakes. And so I'm looking to get that up to actually $1 million because the more I put in, the more I get out of it, right? And so I'm on a mission to help 70 to 100 people learn everything I know from mindset to business and beyond so they could each help another 70 to 100 people do the same. And so that's what I'm on the mission of. And so if you're here watching this right now, this is what I'm here to do for you. I'm here to help you succeed in what you got going on. Yes, it finally showed up. Okay, cool. I could show you now. Actually, I had to flip that around. Boom. So right here, we have let me make it cute size. I got it locked. so right here, I guess I can make myself kid size too. Oh shit. Whoops. Too kid size. Too kid size. All right. So right here, like I was saying, is the my skill map, right? So we got physical systems, then we go into digital systems. I'm gonna move this over to here actually. Then we have human systems. Then we go into financial systems. Then we go into automations, right? So this this is literally the stack. So basically, for 10 plus years, I was doing mechanic work, right? And I'm gonna just leave this to the side right here. For 10 plus years, I was doing mechanic work, and then mechanic work, you get into diagnostic stuff, like doing troubleshooting electrical work, codes that happen with the car and stuff, and then you gotta figure out, is this code actually true? Is what the scanner is telling me actual factual? A lot of times it's really a no. It's just leading you to like what the cause is, if you will. And then sometimes you face a electrical disaster and nothing means nothing. So based on those experiences, that's like the physical sense, if you will. And so, it's like if I pull a spark plug, right, for the example, the car's running, right, or even better yet, the car's running, and then I unplug the coil pack. Instantly, the engine starts running like shit. And so when that happens, it's like, okay, obviously, because it's missing a cylinder because I disconnected it, right, by popping the sensor. And so that tells me, okay, this sensor is actually doing what it's supposed to do. That's the effect. It's like, okay, by causing this to be removed, the effect is the engine should run like shit. And then it should pop up the code for whatever that cylinder is. Okay. And then so I know I caused that, right? And so we plug that back in, and then we keep on going until all of a sudden we plug it out and there's no change. And then we realize, okay, this cylinder is my cause for this issue, right? And so it's literally again, all that has to happen like on the fly. So like when I was doing mobile mechanic work, I couldn't be like, okay, I'll like give me a week and I'll get back to you and let you know what's going on with your car. There was no time for that. I had to be on the spot. I had to make this decision, right? Instantly, almost like give me 15-30 minutes, right? Solve the problem. Diagnostic fee is usually an hour. But so like within that time, I need to have an answer of what the problem is and the solution to the problem and how much that cost and what how long it would take, right? So I had to figure all this out within that hour. And so if I fuck up, right, they pay all this money and then it looks bad on me. It's like, oh, you're one of these typical mechanics that, you don't fix shit, you just break more shit. And it's like, well, that's not the reputation that I want. I want a different reputation. Let me get some water. Water in my system, that'll help. If you know, you know. Da garganta. Um, when you've diagnosed a car that won't start at 11 p.m. in the rain, debugging code feels calm. You know what I mean? So it's like all these years of dealing with rusty tools and, well, not even that. It's just fucking up the tools really, because it's like you have these expensive tools to do this job, and when the rain happens, it's not like you can stop in the middle of that job and be like, okay, let me just put my tools away and I'm sorry, we gotta do this later. It's like, fuck, I'm knee deep in this shit, and it's just as bad to put all the tools away and put all the parts back to how it was. I might as well just finish this thing. And so it's like the coding side of things is way more pleasant, right? So but that's like the physical layer, right? That's the physical layer. And now if we go into the digital layer, so I kind of mentioned it a little bit, right? And so we'll just pull this to the side, or here, we'll do it like this better. We'll set it up like that, boom. We're learning how to use this stuff. And so, um, when it comes to digital skills, it's like we have Python, which is setting up logic, automations, tooling, and all that stuff. I actually been learning this recently, building my own tip calculator and all these other tools and stuff. But these are like baby projects to move on to like the crazier project, if you will, that I have in the back working, if you will. And then cybersecurity fundamentals, because honestly, like this day and age, this digital age, having your system secure is way more vital than what it was. I didn't realize how crazy the times that we lived in, where we put password at, oh, this is so annoying. Just password as password. Fuck it. I don't even want to think about this. 1 2 3 4 5 6. And it's like, well, we just gave everybody access to that shit because we made it so simple. Admin, right? We don't even change passwords, and the default password is set up. So it's like all these different situations where simply taking care of your password situation would cause you to avoid a lot of pain, right? And then so we have networking and infrastructure, which kind of stems into the cybersecurity aspect of things. I got things set up here because if um, the only way to have internet over here is to pull the internet from where the modem is all the way over here. So that involves some networking. But then you got to also secure up the system. So then it's like playing around with Linux. That's actually my Linux server that I'm doing all this on, right? Home labbing, which just involves multiple tools, AI in itself. Where we're building different automations to make at least the content aspect smoother. Um, then like again, this stuff still stems back to mechanic stuff because it's like, okay, you gotta plug this connector here, you gotta put this screw in. I realized that literally the mechanic aspect of things stems into every, like, I could build a house with the same skills that I learned from mechanics, which is kind of crazy. And so it's kind of sort of the same tools, a little bit different, slightly different, right? There's slight differences, but for the most part, it's like, okay, with like 2 3 extra tools, then boom, I'm able to build a house. Really, it's probably like 10 because plumbing has its own specific, crimpers and shit like that. But besides specific, tools like that, like crimpers, I have everything else, right? I replaced the toilet recently, actually, with the mechanic side of tools, very very efficiently, as well. And so I don't like learning tech. I like collecting tools because this is like Batman. Like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Batman, but he a bad motherfucker, to be honest. Batman is like the one superhero. It's like, okay, you're talking to me about Superman. You're talking to me about Flash, and I love Flash, by the way. You're talking about like all these different people, but Batman, he has no powers, and he's going toe to toe with these motherfuckers. So like, you can't really talk shit on him because he has a contingency plan for everybody, no matter how badass they are. Batman there with a contingency plan. So it's like, that's because he has so many resources in his tool belt, so many skills he amassed. So it's the same thing, right? It's like, yeah, he's a billionaire, but he's also all these different things that you don't see in the shadows. And so it's like, it's learning, uh, it's learning these stuff to remove the friction aspect of things, because it's like, as well, the more well versed you become in multiple different arenas and have some information on it or some skill in it, right? The easier it is to talk to people, conversate with people. You could hop into many different conversations. It's like this. I wasn't using this monitor. It was like a thing that made the laptop go from one monitor to a three monitor thing, but it was too heavy for my setup. So I got rid of it, and this person came through, and then we started talking about cybersecurity. And so it's like we had like maybe a good 15 20 minute conversation on like cybersecurity and stuff like that. And it's like, I wouldn't know about that if I didn't dive into it and understand the information, right? Um, so now we move on to layer three, right? Which is this is still kind of sort, it's in between digital and physical, if you will, because this is business and growth systems, right? And so it's like uh, we've been delving deep into go high level since I want to say, shoot, it's been like four maybe 5 years now that we've been like playing with go high level, right? And it's automations, all the workflows, all the sequences. It has lead generation. Well, it makes lead generation easier, and you add follow ups to that, which is again, it's an all in one platform. And so with that equals pricing psychology. There's a book up here. I would move you up, but okay, it's too tough. But there's a book up here, $100 million offers, and so that book was years ago too. I got that when it first came out, which was 3 years ago. But I've been crafting offers since 2017, 2018. Um, um, Now we have offer stacking, which is like offer stacking is, let's say I'm like, hey, get my ebook, and then it's like, hey, do you want an audio copy of the ebook for $37? Hey, do you want this course for like $500? Hey, do you want this ticket to this event for $1,000? That's like offer stacking, which is kind of like what I'm doing is layering the systems, right? And so then we have sponsorship and licensing, and this is actually one of the, if you guys could see what's on the sheet, which you probably can't. But this right here, it literally has everything you need to create your mobile mechanic business right here. It's like if you fill out, or if you get all the stuff that's on this offer sheet right here set up, then you're good to go basically in mobile mechanic stuff. And so that's like the secret sheet, if you will, to mobile mechanic business. Excuse me. Sponsorships. If you look back in the channel, I was sponsored by Innova. It wasn't something that I reached out to them for. It was something that they reached out to me for, which I'm super thankful for them. I still use that 5610 that I got over back then, which was a few years ago. Um, Works solid. I mean, it's one of my go tos. Um, and so we also have communities, as you know. Um, I don't think I actually talked about this when I was going crazy on school, which was maybe for the first, give or take, 45 days, 45 60 days. We made it to the top 130, I want to say. And the only reason why the momentum stopped was because I realized, for the objectives of what I wanted to do, getting to the front page, it really does nothing for me. And to be honest, no this is not a negative thing on school or anything. It's just that for what I'm looking to do, I'm adding another login when go high level does the same thing for me. And it's kind of like I have to do the same work anyways. It's like I have to do double the work. It's like I had to play with this platform. This platform doesn't necessarily have all the details and stuff that I might like or want to have, right? That go high level already has in it. And so it's like the only difference is it's like I could start school for $9, or I could have the $97 account. But the $97 account is the account that has everything that I need, right? Or I could build my own app on go high level basically, and pay basically same price, $100, right? And so it's like, and have all excuse me, the bells and whistles that go high level offers. And so like I'm able to like put more into the app, right, and more resources and stuff like that. So that's going on in the background as well. And so it's like school is great. It's an all-in-one platform. It's just I'm so integrated in the Google workspace stuff that Google has literally everything that I need. Like the only thing that I need to go outside of Google for is literally to build funnels and do all the back end automation work of websites, funnels, kind of one and the same, but not really. Um, Emails, CRM, all that stuff. It's like Go High Level is too crazy. Like it has so much. I really should put a link in the description, but if you fuck with me, go ahead and I'm gonna actually do something that I haven't done. So if you guys made it this far in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you my number, and this is my business number. So text me. Don't call, text. And if you text, then I will text back. And so there's only real human beings right here behind this little device. And so as I get that ready for you guys, because I think it's valuable to have somebody to easily connect with or talk with on when it comes to business stuff and all that. Because if I had the ability to reach out to somebody with my amount of knowledge when I was younger, I definitely would have done that. But unfortunately, I didn't have anybody like that available, right? And so it made it a lot more complicated for me to come to this information. That's why I tell you guys that, yeah, this was 200 plus $1,000 just to make it to this position that I'm in right now. To have the information that I have right now. And so it's like all that you can go through all of it, but do you have $200,000 available to really just like make all these mistakes? I don't think that's something within everybody's hands. And so that becomes a tough situation. I'm gonna just like leave that alone because we do have a little bit to go through. What I'll do is I'll update the description with the phone number, um, so that you guys are able to reach out. But it's like a skill without a delivery system is just a hobby, right? And so if I'm just building these skills just to build these skills, it's like pointless. It's like I'm building these skills for a purpose. That's why when I see something that is not useful for what I got going on, I have to drop it no matter how good it is, because then that's me getting lost in technology, which is something that is very easy to do. Like I had like 30 different logins to just accomplish the goal of putting stuff together. And that makes business a lot more complicated than anything else, because it's like, okay, now in order to do my emails, let me log into MailChimp. All right, in order to do my calls, let me log into CallRail. In order to do my call dialer, let me log into Batch Dialer so I could get my calls in. In order to do text, it's a different software. In order to do funnels, is go to ClickFunnels. In order to do all these CRM, maybe you have Salesforce, and so or Podio, right? There's so many different softwares out there. My God. But it's like I had all of them shits, and what I realized is that at the end of the day, if it does the job with less, then that's more. Keep it simple, because if you don't, then it sucks. All right, so now we officially move on to the next one, the human system, right? That's why I said it's both physical and digital systems, because it's using Go High Level as a software, right? Um, and offer stacking and stuff like that. It's like the in between. All right, human systems, right? So it's like communication. One thing that I told to my wife in the beginning, I was like, hey, if the moment we stop communicating is the moment we die. Like if we can't communicate with each other, then this relationship is doomed from the beginning. And so communication is key at the end of the day. Don't assume anything, like with anyone. Don't assume they know, because they don't. Or maybe they do and they'll tell you, right? But don't assume, because assumptions will get you in trouble. I guarantee you that. And then it's like, even when you're learning all these things and you don't feel comfortable. So like for me, for example, when it comes to this coding stuff, it's still a little bit slow for me, but I could explain exactly what's going on to the T of why this happened and why this didn't work. And so I know that I'm able to teach that, right? And pass that down to somebody who doesn't know. An expert, remember this, an expert is only someone who knows one thing more than what you know. All right? It's not somebody who knows all of it. They only know a little bit more than what you know. That's what expert is. And with teaching, at least for me, coincides with SOPs, standard operating procedures. And so when I have these grandiose ideas, it usually ends up being a 400-page document. And when it is a 400-page document, who the fuck besides me is going to read that? Not a lot. Not at all. So then it has to be broken down and synthesized in a way that you can start delegating these tasks. And it's like, okay, let's say I build the whole business. Well, you have emails. Well, you have content. Well, you have paid advertisement. Well, you have all these different avenues, right? So if you break them down into sections, then it's like, okay, if you need somebody to take this leg, boom, you already have it set up. Here, take that. Boom, you already have it set up. This is what I need. This is what I need you to do. This is how it's supposed to look. And so these standard operating procedures allows you to move with so much more speed. And if you do it once and create the SOP at the same time as you do it, time consuming, guarantee you that. But it is high leverage, because even though it'll take you twice as long, 3 times as long, 5 times as long, maybe, then guess what? That's it. You did the work once. There's actually a software called or website, software website, one of the two. It's called Tranual, and that's a place where a lot of training systems are built up. I'll just let you guys have that one. And so when you create these SOPs, it just makes it so much easier. So now everybody knows, okay, in order for me to get the same result as you get, okay, to post this video, okay, I got log into Google, right? Then I got to go to the Google Drive. I got to grab this video, download it, and upload it to YouTube. Or sometimes you can directly upload it to YouTube. It just depends. So it's like that, again, SOPs go into delegation, but also go into coaching. Because if you make it repeatable, then people could regurgitate what you're doing. They could reiterate it. And when it becomes better, what did you do differently from this specifically? And boom, okay, I just tweaked this one. I slightly, step 3, I slightly did it differently. And that's what changed everything and made a 50% increase in the business. Holy shit, let's switch step 3, right? And so when you have it systematized in this way, you can make it repeatable. You can start coaching people on it, right? And so it's like, again, the human systems of it is really a psychology game, a mind game. Like mindset over everything. It doesn't matter if this person made so much money, millions, billions of dollars for so and so, right? It could be like Elon Musk. This guy made, hundreds of billions of dollars for Elon Musk. And it's like, okay, cool. But if you're a dickhead and you ruin culture every time you enter into the shit, is it really worth you even being in the system? Probably not, because your mindset is going to feed into everybody else, and that psychology is going to feed into everybody else, and it's going to break people along the way. So is it even worth that? Is the $100 billion worth the broken culture that you build along the way? And then at the end of the day, you have a bad name, because it's not going to be the person who broke the culture's name. It's going to be the owner of the business's name that's on it. And so that's not a risk that I'm willing to take. And then it stems into the human aspect. It's like universally there's cause and effect. We talked about this a little earlier. And cause and effect is literally, if I do this, this happens. Remember, if I pull the plug from the coil pack and the engine starts running like shit, that's what it's supposed to do. It's a good thing. actually that is doing that. It's not a bad thing. When it does nothing, okay, that's a problem because it leads to multiple different things. I know I said it's the coil pack, but it's for simple sake, it's the coil pack. It could be a plethora of things. And so it's like the hardest system to debug is the human belief. Because if you think about it, we live and die by our beliefs. If our convictions are so strong, it's a wrap. Like I can't change you. You can't change you because you already know that this is the answer. And if you know that, okay, well, I can't say anything about that. You know it. All right. So I know this is dragging on. We got a little bit left. And so it's like again, all this stems into all of life. Like I literally, it goes from these systems, and then I have to pour these systems and what I know into my kids, into my wife, into my family, into my relationships, right? Because it's like if I know it and I'm able to pass that down to you so that you could get ahead in the situation that you got going on, I might as well do that because helping you is way more better than me making a bunch more money. It's like, okay, if I help this person make it to the top, they might look back and pull me up. You know what I mean? And so it's like more than enough for everybody to eat. It doesn't just have to be me eating. It's more so we eat, right? And so this leads into the underlining thread, right? Is that we play around with we 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 play around with engines, codes, business teams, life designs, and then we put that all together. Because guess what? It's like, okay, the physical system matches up with the digital system because it's literally the same thing. It's like leads are leads across the board. How do you get leads? You tell people about your shit. It's the same whether it's physical or just digital. Same shit, right? Across the board. If you create standard operating procedures, you create something that's replicable. And so it's like if I want my sons to learn this skill, all I have to do is grab that SOP. Look. Like I talked about the layback mechanic playbook, right? I just grab this and I give it to them, and it's like they can replicate everything. They have it. They have the playbook right here, the roadmap, and so it makes it so much easier for them to go ahead and create the same results. Okay, we go into the human system. Well, we gotta systematize how we communicate, because if we don't communicate properly, then that's a problem, and that breaks all systems, right? It's like if I'm telling you about what I got going on, and I'm like, hey fucker, you need to buy my shit right now. It's like, whoa, communication is off. Or it's like, hey, by the way, in case you guys didn't know, I do have this offer available, and if you guys need more help than what this video provide, well, go hit me up on Instagram at blank, right? Official Emmanuel Velasco, in case you guys were wondering. But it's like, again, systems break based off of basically one of these systems breaking. The financial aspect, it's like, okay, without your finances, screwed. The coding aspect, it's like, okay, if I could, there's software scraping tools, um, what is that? Metasploit, Kali Linux, and stuff like that for cybersecurity. All these different tools, and it's like, okay, what about making my own so that I don't have to depend on somebody else's tool? It's like, actually, matter of fact, I want to kind of cry about this situation because I have this wonderful app on my phone. It's called the Law of Attraction, and unfortunately, because I let it sit for a little bit too long, right? So here we got the Law of Attraction, and because I let it sit too long, if I click on it, it says, I don't know if you guys can see that, but it doesn't. It's removed from the App Store. It's no longer in the App Store, and what that app was, it's basically books on the Law of Attraction, more so universal laws and mind game, basically. And so it's like, okay, That could happen with any resource, any tool. So if you have the ability to know how to make it from the start, or at least an idea of how that shit works, then you're able to really, oh, okay, that drops. It's like, okay, maybe I don't go to the mechanic anymore because I'm the mechanic. And it's like, okay, forever, for the rest of my life, I have the ability to have my oil change cost the same cost as what the oil costs, period, for the rest of my life, right? I have the ability to then also take that skill and give it to my sons. And it's like, okay, you follow the SOP. You do this. You take the bolt off. Oil comes out. You wait for it to drain. You put the bolt up back in. You put oil in the car. It's like, again, the steps are universally the same for every car. You gotta do that same shit. You gotta find the plugs. If it's an expensive Lamborghini type shit, it might have multiple. But you, again, same universal concept. It's like drain it, fill it. That's it. Drain it, plug it, fill it. Hey yo. So this so the real question right now becomes is who is this stack for? So this stack isn't for a specialist who wants one lane. That's not who this is for. It's for builders, fathers, founders, and system thinkers, right? This is really for the people who are qualified in the sense of I am a continuous learner and I'm just I could learn from anything, from anybody, anywhere, anytime. Like this is a super layer because again, the information that I know now, oh, I could speed this whole learning up. Guarantee it. Because again, like I said, I had so many different softwares. And so I don't think I was including any of the software costs in that $200,000 of learning, plus dollars of learning. That's why it's a plus. Because I have all these other things that I did, thousands, if not thousands a month of different softwares just to run the business. Now it's down to like what, less than Google Workspace is $20. Go high level is $100. Soon to be a little bit more. But it's like again, relatively the software cost is like less than 500 versus 2,000 plus before. Because Badger Dollar wasn't like, at least back in the day, it wasn't cheap. It was like, okay, for me, it's 180. For the next person that I have in it's another 180, and so on and so forth. It might be different now. But yeah, if you're building something and don't know how all the pieces fit yet, keyword yet, that's literally my world. So subscribe, stick around. I document how systems are built in real life. So with that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Until then.